Hey guys, Devin Drysdale, Director of Product Education here from Compass Health Brands. And today's video is all about the Resvent iBreeze Auto CPAP. So this unit is new to the market. Been out there probably about 8 months or so, maybe 10 months. Compass Health Brands has been very successfully distributing this product for about 4 months now. And I wanted to take a minute and do a video on it. I received my sample unit about 2 weeks ago and I've been sleeping on it ever since, and I'm really highly impressed by this unit. If you've seen any other videos out there, you'll see it's getting a very highly regarded response. So let's talk about a little bit about the product. The two factors that really make it stand out is low cost and feature rich. Those are really the two aspects. Normally, you don't always have those two parts in the same product. Lower cost usually means they take cost out of a product and they take out features and benefits and different things. This is an entry-level priced auto CPAP with not only incredible features and benefits and incredible performance, but it is absolutely the smartest CPAP I've ever demoed. And I've done a bunch of them. I've slept on a bunch of different units in the 12 years I've been on CPAP. So let's go ahead and unpack it. We'll talk about some of the, and I'll kind of show you some of the really cool features and benefits. So first of all, it comes in this nice travel bag. It's a well-made bag. It will definitely last for years. And it's good that it comes with a travel bag because this would make, especially because of that price point, would make a phenomenal travel unit or backup CPAP. The fact that it's auto makes it very easy for a patient to adjust to, in my opinion. It's got some great comfort features as well. So again, we'll take a look at all that. So one of the first things, it comes with a 15 millimeter tube. So I'm embarrassed to say, but this is the first slimline tube I've ever used. And if you haven't given any of your patients these, or if you're a patient watching this or CPAP user, reach out to your provider and ask them for some slimline tubing. Dealers out there, I recommend you contact your Compass Health Brand sales representative today and order a bunch of these because they're super lightweight, they're super comfortable. They don't quite have, they've got a lot more flexibility, but they're so light you don't feel the tube against you on your skin, on your body, that kind of thing. So phenomenal product on its own, and it comes with the unit. So again, great feature benefit right off the bat. So of course you're going to get all your manuals and all that good start, a quick start guide, all that stuff. And then some extra disposable filters. We're gonna talk about that in a second. As far as the power source goes, I thought this was interesting too. So it is the brick style, which you guys have probably all seen, which is not really unusual. What's kind of unusual about this is the power cord itself is 100% hospital grade, but it's still a 2-prong. So you get the best of both. You get the quality and the durability of a hospital grade cord, but you get the convenience of a 2-prong. So I thought that was really cool. That stood out to me immediately. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that in. I got a plug right under here. Pardon me while I disappear for a second, because we're gonna power up the machine so you can hear it and all that good stuff. So we'll take the unit out, and what you will notice, and this adapter, which I need to show you, you notice this machine has a very small footprint. Boom, there you go. So it's about 9.5 inches wide. It's about 3.5 pounds. So it's very lightweight, very small footprint. So again, great for travel, but if you're using it as your primary unit, which it absolutely does a great job with, it's not gonna take up too much space on the bedside table. So that's always a good thing, especially with the integrated humidifier. So you're also gonna notice this adapter that comes with it. This is important. They do not install this at the factory, and I believe the reason they don't is because it would be susceptible to damage. Good quality Ziploc bags too. I can't even get it open. There we go. So this adapter, you have to use this for the machine to function. It's what you connect the tubing to. So let's take a look at this. They make it super, super simple. That's one of the things you're going to notice about this machine as I go through it is everything is very easy and user-friendly, which is great. So you have an unlock icon and a lock icon, and then you have an indicator here. You simply place it at the unlock position and click it into place. That clicking sound sounds a little silly, but I'll show you if I do the humidifier here. It clicks. When you have certain aspects of something like this, a CPAP unit, if you don't close the humidifier all the way, the machine doesn't function. So having some clicking and just a good solid feel to it, it just makes it feel good quality. When I touch the selector knob, it's just got a great quality feel. Again, features that don't usually translate in an entry-level product. So it's just something I wanted to mention. It's something I noticed as I touched and felt when I first got the machine. So, integrated heated humidifier. So let's talk about that for a second. So your chamber, it's small and compact, but still holds plenty of water for one night's sleep. Obviously, we're going to use distilled water. To open it, you simply pull this little flap down, and it's a loose hinge. So nice open container for cleaning it, makes it a little bit easier. Just a little warm water with a little dishwashing soap in there. Rinse it out thoroughly. Once again, use distilled water to actually put in for when you're going to sleep. So it just kind of balances on there, closes, and you pop that top, and again, click right there on the top. It's got a window, so once the humidifier is back inside, you can see how much water is in the machine. So that is a cool feature as well. Now, speaking of the humidifier, when you go to try to select the humidifier, if you want to adjust it, it adjusts from 1 through 8 as far as your heat settings. If you don't have water in the chamber, the machine knows it and it won't even let you turn the heater on or adjust it or set it. That's, again, a very good thing. It's very smart. It knows if there's water in there. If you turn your heater on when you don't have water in it, it can burn out your heating element. When you have an integrated heater in a CPAP, if the heating element burns out and you're relying on your humidity, you got to replace the entire unit. You can't just replace a standalone heater or one that integrates on and off, or attaches on and off, I should say. This is integrated, it's built in. So that's a safety feature. Not only that, the unit alarms you when your water is low and will automatically shut the machine off once again to keep it from burning out when it gets too low on water. So very smart. This machine's looking out for the user. Definitely the kind of machine I like and I need. So very smart heated humidifier. The other great thing about it, there is an auto setting for heated humidity. So I live in Atlanta, Georgia, just east of Atlanta, and the humidity and the temperature in Georgia is just crazy all over the place, especially this time of year. I have struggled with heated humidity. I end up not using it and I wake up dry because I'm either dried out from it or I have rain out in my tube and my mask and that wakes me up and it's a horrible sensation. So I end up not using my heated humidity. With this, there's an auto setting. So it actually has built into the machine. It's got a hydrometer and a thermometer built in. So it reads what's going on with the ambient temperature and ambient humidity in the room that the machine's in. It reads it and automatically adjusts the humidity. I mean, brilliant. And guys, it works perfect. So I've been, for 2 weeks, nice and humidified because and had no rain out, no issues whatsoever. I mean, it literally works perfect. So that auto humidity setting is, to me, it's a game changer for me. It's one of the best things I absolutely love about this machine. And there's a lot I really like about this machine. It's just really well done, again, for such a great price point. So that's the heated humidifier. Let's just talk about the filter and the filter door. So the filter door is hinged. It's kind of a loose hinge, but it's magnetic. So when you close it, Once again, you can't leave it partially open because once it gets close, it grabs and it shuts. The filter is just right here. I'm just going to kind of pull it out here on the back of the door. It's angled, and the door is angled as well, so it matches up. It's just a white disposable filter, very common. You want to change it every 2 to 4 weeks, depending on your environment. And very important, always have some extra filters. It's really important to continue to use clean, fresh distilled water in your humidifier and clean filters. That's really, and then wiping your machine down with a cleaner, some CPAP cleaner, disinfectant or whatnot occasionally. But essentially, that's all the maintenance you have to do. And this thing will run for years. So I'm just gonna stick this back in here. There's a couple little tabs. You just fit it right under those tabs. Bam, that's it, it's in, closed. And then we have a little door here that has your SD card for your compliance reporting and data and all that good stuff. A little tough to grab on and get it out. But this unit actually comes with an SD card, which again, at this price point, most units don't. So you have a software, a Windows-based software called iMatrix that you load on a computer, and then you can get your card reader and download all the information and send the reporting you need to send to doctors or whatever it might be. And then there's also a software called Resvent coming that's Wi-Fi based, and the units will come with Wi-Fi. That'll also be super convenient for your reporting and whatnot. So those are kind of your download aspects. I believe the SD card holds up to a year of information, and then you've got 7 nights of live information. Excuse me. So that's kind of the data reporting. So you got your humidifier on the one side, your filter door, and your SD card door there. So that's pretty cool. So let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and turn it on and let you guys, or let you not hear it, because it's crazy quiet. And again, one of the huge advantages of a really good CPAP is that they're quiet. This is, as far as the sound of air moving, it is absolutely the quietest CPAP I've ever heard or witnessed. Normally they tend to be just a little bit noisier than this one. What you do hear is you hear a little bit of the auto adjust in there, and it's a little more of almost like a mechanical sound as opposed to the sound of the blowing air. Again, very quiet, very hard to hear. I just noticed it when I first went to it. For the first hour or two I was sleeping on it, I just noticed it sounded different. It wasn't loud, it wasn't annoying, it wasn't distracting, it was just different. Right away, I've been on the same CPAP for 12 years. I'm feeling some differences in the way it operates and all that stuff and judging it because that's my job. And just crazy quiet. So I'm gonna cover it up. I'm gonna turn it on. I rest my case, Your Honor. So as you see, super quiet. So again, just these are features that you just don't commonly see associated with a really low price. So to me, that's really cool. The sound level is 30 dBs, which is equivalent to a ticking clock or a very light or soft whisper. So again, extremely quiet. So let's talk about some of the comfort features in here. So first of all, IPR, pressure relief. The IPR is going to drop the pressure as you exhale. So you inhale, you've got your inbound air, you go to exhale, it drops the pressure. And you can drop it by 1 centimeter of water, 2 centimeters, or 3 centimeters. The machine defaults to 2. I actually found it most comfortable on the setting of 1. 3 is the strongest pressure relief. And then of course you can turn the pressure relief completely off. So that is definitely not a problem at all. turning it on, turning it off. But I recommend if you get the machine and you're a user, you try different settings, and really the comfort settings you can adjust right in the patient menu. Get it to where it's most comfortable for you, because you're just going to have more compliance and a better night's sleep that way. So obviously that's really, really important. The auto on and auto off settings are really functional. So on my unit that I have, my personal unit at home, a brand I'm not going to mention, but it's one you know, the auto on works fine. The auto off, it is not adjustable in the length of time, and I'm telling you, it's 15 to 17 seconds of this. Now watch how fast the auto off on this turns off. So that's about 6-7 seconds. It's very, very quick. So the auto on, auto off feature works flawlessly, and I love how quick it turns off, because if you take your mask off in the middle of the night to go use the restroom or whatever it might be, and you set your mask down and you don't want to reach over in the dark half asleep to turn it off, you need your auto off and you're relying on it. And if it runs 18-20 seconds, you're waking up your spouse, disturbing the household at that point. So it's auto off is just that. It should automatically turn off. And this one, to me, is the perfect amount of time. So that's really cool. The ramp in here, the ramp adjustment, is extremely functional and does an amazing job. It's adjustable in increments from 5 minutes to 60 minutes. That's a pretty broad range. And of course, you have your starting pressure and your ending pressure, and you can adjust all that like most of them do. Excuse me, but the auto ramp is great. You just set the time you want in there, in your comfort settings, and boom, it functions perfectly and does exactly what you program it to do. So that's really cool. There's also a ramp button on top of here, so if you woke up in the night and maybe you heard a loud noise and something woke you up and you're having trouble from the pressure falling back asleep, you can hit the ramp button and it'll start your ramp over, and once again put it into that pre-programmed amount of time for your ramp. It does have a setting for tube type. So if I'm using, it defaults to the 15 millimeter, right? Because that's what it comes with. But if I wanted to use a 22 millimeter, normal size one, it actually is designated as a 19-inch millimeter, or excuse me, a 19 millimeter in the machine. So if you use a larger tube, you want to put it on 19 millimeter. If you put it on the slim line, you want to put it on 15 millimeter. The length of the tube, it doesn't matter. It can auto adjust for that. So whether it's 6 feet, 8 feet, that really doesn't matter. Mask type as well. There is a full face setting. There is a nasal setting and a pillows setting. So you want to program it for whatever interface that you are using or your patient is using. So that's really cool. There's even, and this is not completely unique, I've seen this before, but there's a mask fit setting where you put your mask on, you hit mask fit, it's a test, it blows air, it adjusts the pressures up and down a little bit, usually on the higher side, so you can dial in your headgear and get your mask sealed just right to ensure you're not going to break a seal while you're sleeping. And you have a little, for lack of better terms, report card in the window, and it gives you a happy smiley face if you've got a good seal, and it gives you an unhappy sad face if the seal is not completely sealed. So that's great. You can also look at some of your data. It's recorded and it's right in the front screen, and you can actually look at some of it right on the screen. Very simple, very easy. Again, really, really easy to use. One of the things I loved about it, and easy to adapt to. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention. I mentioned it's very smart. So here's what I noticed. When the first night I put it on, I set my pressure range, I did everything, and it felt like I had to get used to it for a minute, because of course it's different from my standard unit, so that wasn't unusual to me. But what I noticed, like night 2, or even maybe into night 3, when I would put the mask on and start breathing, and of course the auto on kicks on, I noticed that it was becoming more and more comfortable. So the machine was actually adapting to my breathing patterns, and it adjusts to the individual. So when I first put it on, a little bit getting used to a little bit of pressure fluctuation, all that. I dialed in my adjustments. I put my IPR down to 1, where I had it on 3 originally, and found it better on 1. I tried it on 2 as well. 1 was the most comfortable, but again, just sleeping on it a few nights, it automatically started getting more adapted to my breath rates and my breathing patterns, and became more comfortable for me. So the machine has gotten significantly more comfortable in that first week. Once I had a week under my belt, I'm like, man, this thing it's effortless, like my normal unit that I typically use. So fantastic price point, fantastic unit, easy to use, user-friendly, priced where, again, it can save you as a dealer some money by using it as your primary CPAP. And they also come in BiPAPs also. This is the auto CPAP again. But if you wanted to use this for a primary machine, absolutely. It'll do everything you need it to do. You're just going to spend less money than you will with some of the big guys. If you want to put them out as a backup unit, or because every CPAP user should have a backup unit, because when we get used to our CPAP, if our unit goes down or something happens, or we want to travel, it's a pain to keep packing it up. You can have one already packed for travel, that kind of thing. But this makes a great secondary CPAP or travel unit. And again, having a lower price point just makes all that easier for the user. It makes it more available to them. Small footprint, again, about 9.5 inches. Lightweight, 3.5 pounds, less than 3.5 pounds. Super well made, full 2-year warranty, like everybody else. Great quality parts, like the cords, like the tube, some extra filters, a great carry case. Honestly, guys, you cannot go wrong with this machine. So I urge you to reach out to your Compass Health brand sales representative and ask them to send you some of the iBreeze auto CPAPs and auto BiPAPs as well, and give these machines a try. I really feel they will be a fantastic match for your business and for your patients. Guys, thank you so much as always, and I'll see you in the next video.